Hey Sandy, this is Brian from Leadhounds, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things that you can start doing to bring in more patients through your website. Also, just wanted to say thank you to Janine for giving me the okay to send this video over. Thanks, Janine. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, why is this guy just showing me this stuff for free? Couldn't I just go do it myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you absolutely can do that. But what I've found is that most small businesses don't have time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google searches. So if you do have time, that's great. I encourage you to use what you learned in this video. But if you don't and you like what you see, just give me a call or shoot me an email after you're done watching and we can talk about the next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 strategies. But what are we actually talking about here? What is the goal of those strategies? And that is going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So that would be a word or a phrase that someone is going to search on Google when they want to pay for a service. So in the case of Del Mar Integrative Medicine and MedSpa, that could be a lot of different things, right? Because you do typical medical services, but you also have the med spa. So today I just wanted to focus on one of your med spa services because, Botox is super hot, especially in San Diego right now. And there's a lot of new patients out there that are looking for this that you could be bringing into Del Mar. Okay, so I went ahead and searched Botox San Diego on Google, and let's take a look at what we could find. Okay, so up at the top we have the paid ads, right? These are, when you pay Google and they'll put your ad up at the top here. These only get about 1% of the clicks though, because people tend to skip over it when they see that sponsor disclaimer. Then we have the map section, we'll come back to that. And then there are the organic listings. And these are the websites that show up without having to pay Google anything directly. So they're going to get most of the website traffic, most of the clicks that come from searches like this. So up at the top here, we see some of your competitors in the San Diego area, right? SD Botox, Grossmont Dermatology, La Jolla Cosmetic Laser, right? But we don't see Del Mar Integrative Medicine anywhere here. So let's see if we can find you guys on the first couple pages. So that's the end of the first page. And then we'll keep going. See if we find you anywhere. And we're at the bottom of the second page, and I haven't seen Del Mar anywhere. So then you gotta, what that means is all the people that are searching for stuff like Botox San Diego are going to be clicking on these first few links, right? They're going to be going to your competitors' websites instead of yours. So then you gotta ask, well, how many people is that really? Like, do I even care? And we can actually take a look at that using this tool I use called Ahrefs to get search engine data. And right there we see that keyword, Botox San Diego. And we can see that it gets 1,400 searches every single month. And if you go down this list, we have hundreds more for all these other keywords. And just these first few here, we have over 2,000 people searching for this service that you provide in the San Diego area every single month. But if your website isn't showing up on Google for these searches, then nobody's going to come to your website. Okay, so why don't we take a look and see what Del Mar Integrative Medicine is showing up for. So I went ahead and searched delmarim.com on Ahrefs, and we can take a look at your keywords. So up at the top here, if we just search by position, you have a couple keywords that are pretty high up. Mostly they're related to Del Mar. That's great, but you don't see a ton of high volume here, right? This is probably the best one with 150 searches, but not like that 1,400 searches we saw for Botox San Diego. And after the first few, we're getting down to 9 or double digits on the position, which means that you're on the second or third page of Google for all of these. Even this one, this is pretty good, Botox Delmar, but you're in the 15th spot. So realistically, nobody's going to scroll that far to find a business that they want to go to. They're going to click something on the first page. So let's take a look at your competitor. This is sdbotox.com. I think they came up first on that keyword earlier. And here are their keywords. So right here, this is what you want to go for. We see Botox San Diego at the top, 1,400 searches. SD Botox, 1,400 searches. And they're in the top 1 or 2 spots for all of these. And that means that of all the thousands of people searching for this stuff, they're going to be getting the vast majority of the traffic. So how do we beat them out for this stuff? Well, that's going to come back to those 3 strategies that I mentioned at the start of the video. And just one more thing before we get to that. I saw that you're using, I think it was DearDoc, that to build your website. They built you a really good looking website. I've seen their work before. They do a great job, but it doesn't look like they're spending too much time on SEO, search engine optimization, which is what I'm talking about here. And that's the reason that your competitors are showing up for all these keywords and you aren't. Okay, so on to the first of the 3 strategies, and that's going to be the content on your website, right? And what Google wants to see from its top businesses is between 1,500 and 2,000 words of content that uses those target keywords like Botox San Diego. So if we look at your homepage, we can scroll down and you guys have a decent amount of content, but we're not really seeing that 1,500 to 2,000 words on here, right? You probably have more like 500 words. And so let's take a look at your competitor. So here's SD Botox. If we scroll down, they have a good chunk right there. Another good amount. But we're at the bottom and they don't have much content either, right? Probably only about 500 words as well. So that's actually a good thing. That probably means they're beating you out in some other area, but in the content department, they will be easy to beat, right? As long as we add those 1,500 words, just describing your services and using those keywords, we'll be able to start winning in the content department. Okay, so let's move on to the second strategy, which is called backlinking. And a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And what that does is it tells Google, number one, that you are a credible business, right? Because if other websites, other businesses are talking about you, that gives them more trust that you're legitimate. And number two, it tells them what you're relevant to, right? So if you have backlinks that are talking about the medical services you provide, the med spa services, Botox, right? That's going to be much more powerful than, say, a link from a food blog. Okay, so we can see here you already have 24 backlinks. That's a great start. But let's look at SD Botox again. And we see here that they have 580 backlinks, right? So right there you can see, even though they're not doing much more than you in terms of content, they have a lot more backlinks, right? So what can we do about that? We can go and actually look at each of these backlinks, each of these websites that are linking to them, and get you a link from that website. And that way we'll be matching the strategy that they are using to get in the top spots for all these keywords. And once we've done that, we're not going to stop. We're going to add another 100, 200 backlinks. So we're not just matching them, but we're blowing them out of the water. Okay, so that's backlinks. One more thing I wanted to mention is what's called the Google Map Pack. So I'm sure you've seen this before. Search for a service or a business, and this little map comes up. And then we have these 3 featured businesses, which it looks like are all SD Botox. So, they're going really hard on their marketing right now. But anyway, it's going to be really important to get in one of these top 3 spots on the map section, because about 30% of the clicks that come from searches like this go to these listings. So how can we do that? Well, the first strategy we like to use is what's called citations. So a citation is very similar to a backlink, except instead of linking to your website, it goes to your Google Maps listing. So that would be, for example, something like Yelp or Yellow Pages. You might already have a few. And what we can do is we can look at what SD Botox has and make sure we're matching what they're doing, very similar to our backlink strategy. And of course, we'll go above and beyond and make sure you have 100 more citations than they do. And in addition to that, we can go through your Google Maps listing and make sure we've optimized all the different fields they let you fill out. We can optimize your images so that they're tagged for your location, and we can help you to get more positive reviews and to respond to those reviews. And those are all things that Google likes to see on map listings to move businesses up to the top. All right, so those are the three strategies I wanted to talk about. Again, it's the content on your website, 1,500 to 2,000 words. Then it's those backlinks, right? We want to take you from 24, which is a great start, to beating out your competitor, SD Botox. And finally, we want to help you get in those top 3 spots on the Google Maps section so that you can take advantage of those extra clicks. All right, thank you so much for watching, Sandy. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it was valuable to you. If it was, just give me a call or shoot me an email using the information here, and we can talk about the next steps. All right, thank you.